service is all about hospitality. Provide experience to our guests, and whenever a guest comes into my bar, I want them to feel like they're coming to my home.
No matter what's going on in the world and their lives, be it as small as, my girlfriend's mad at me, or as big as, geopolitics, it doesn't matter. When you sit at the bar, I can help alleviate all your, displeasure, alleviate your pressure, your stress, and help make someone happy. I find that a pretty noble calling.
I like the fact that I meet different people, and it's kind of like a universal language. I can make it old-fashioned to a guy from Japan, or to a guy from San Francisco, or to someone from Greece. If it's the right old-fashioned, they're all going to be on the same point, and they're all going to love it.
I have a theatrical background, and I really found my comfort zone in being on a stage. Because really, when you're behind the bar, you are on the stage, and you're performing, and you're entertaining people. And so that's by far my favorite element.
So I love the immediacy of bartending. I love that somebody sits in front of me and I make them a drink and I can see instantly whether they like it or they don't like it. And I also like the mental challenge of bartending and the different topics you talk about with every different person all day, every day.
When you go out and you socialize, people remember their experience because of the people that they were with and because of their environment, and a lot of times that environment is the bartender, and that's what you walk away from. And when you have a great night and you have memories of that night, a lot of it has to do with that person that made it great for you.
You're kind of like a controller in an orchestra. You control the room and you see instant gratification through cocktails, through interaction with guests, people meeting each other. So it's that feeling you see people interacting with each other. That's really special for the bartending profession. I think it's great.
My philosophy on service is all about giving the guest the best moment, the best experience that they possibly could have when they come up to your bar. It's all about, once you get into that next level of being the best bartender you can be, you're really working on reading people and giving them the best experience you possibly could have.
So this is a very special evening for all of us, and what we want to do tonight is we want to let the legend himself come up and tell you a little bit about it. I know you guys want to hear him talk, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, from the Acapulco Lounge, the Lido deck, all over the Pacific Princess, please make a huge ruckus for Mr. Ted Lange.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure and a treat to be here. As an actor, you just try to do your best. You don't know if it's going to...
Actually, meeting Isaac from Love Boat is a pretty big deal tonight. Isaac epitomizes probably the single most important thing about bartending, and that's happiness. He's always got a smile on his face, he's always making people happy, and that's what you remember about him. It's your pleasure.
That great theme song that gets stuck in your head for weeks and weeks and weeks, and Isaac and his intro and the jacket and the pointing fingers.
Well, Isaac represents like a real professional bartender should be. Very polite, very friendly with people, always making people happy. So we have learned from him how to be better professional bartender.
Isaac from the Love Boat, the first bartender I ever saw. Big smile, the points, he was the man.
We had to look into the lens, much like I'm doing right now. And the producer said, I want you to look into the lens and smile. And I said, why? And he said, because you're getting a paycheck. Right.
It is that time. The 2012 U.S. National Disaronno Mixing Star Champion from Miami, Florida, Mr. Julio Cabrera.
If someone comes in and they're in a bad mood, then the art of the mixologist is to say, hey buddy, how you doing? Here, have a little Tia Maria, let's talk about it.
Disaronno has just always been there. It's like a staple, it's classic. It's candy. I mean, you add a little bit to a drink, it's so versatile and it changes it.
Disaronno is always one of those 5 or 6 bottles, and you just always grab it and you make a great drink with it.
Just that bottle shape. When you grab that bottle, you get a little bit of working flair by like spinning the top, and you let that kind of spin and then pull it off and pour. It's nice.
They're gonna come back to your attitude, not necessarily always to your cocktail. So I like to be entertaining and funny, and that's my personality. I wanna show my personality and kind of like be cool with the guests.
When you have a great night and you have memories of that night, a lot of it has to do with that person that made it great for you.
Most bartenders had to be charming, at least that's what I thought, and that's what I felt, because how else are you going to get someone to sit down and have a drink of, say, The Godfather, or any kind of Disaronno drink? So there's a certain art to this. There's an art to being a bartender or a mixologist, and there's an art to being an actor. And that is that we put our best foot forward and try to do what is good for the customer. My customer as an actor is you, the audience. The customer for the bartender is the guy sitting on the stool waiting for his drink. Those are the parallels. So if someone comes in and they're in a bad mood, then the art of the mixologist is to say, hey buddy, how you doing? Here, have a little Tia Maria and let's talk about it. The art of the actor is to take you out of yourself as an audience, forget about all the stuff you left outside the theater, and get lost in the story that we're trying to tell.